Afternoon class. So today we are going to discuss establishing learning targets. So this is the continuation of our previous discussion, which is the principles of high quality assessment. So in our previous discussion class, we discussed about the learning targets and the learning objectives and the learning outcomes. So today we are going to define educational goals. So it is a very general statement of what students will know and able to do. So this is written to cover large blocks of instructional time such as a semester or a year. Example of educational goals class is the syllabus, or I have here the syllabi of my history subject. Then we have here the course outcome, or this is the educational goals: to explore and appreciate the rich history of Tubud, manifest patriotic and progressive reverence to the country, and contribute to its development. So let's discuss the other parts of the syllabi. We have the SILO, or the specific intended learning outcomes, or this is the educational objectives that is used at the end of the unit or the lesson. And we have here your topics, and then the teaching and learning activities or the strategies that you are going to use in your discussion, and then the assessment, and then we have here the resources and the time frame. The educational learning objectives class is a specific statements of what the students will know and able to do. So this is written to cover a smaller block of instructional time, such as an instructional unit. Class dito sa syllabay nga akong gipakita a while ago is na siya topic. So the first topic there is the meaning or the introduction of the history. So this is my objectives in the first unit. We have to define history and historiography, appreciate the importance of history, critique a primary source and secondary source, and fourth, locate repositories of historical sources. So there are five types of learning targets according to Marzano and KENDALL. So last discussion class, I discussed there the learning targets. We have the performance, the skills, or the knowledge. So this is for the Marzano and KENDALL. Number one, the knowledge and simple understanding, deep understanding and reasoning, skills, products, and affective. Sources of learning targets, we have Bloom's taxonomy, a very popular, then national, regional, and district standards, and textbooks. In Bloom's taxonomy, there are three types of learning, or this is the three domains of learning. We have the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. When we say cognitive, it is from the mental skills or knowledge. And affective domain, that is a growth in feelings or emotional areas or the attitudes. And number three, the psychomotor, it is the manual or the physical skills, or it is considered as the skills. Try to check this picture, the difference or the differences from this picture. So before class in Bloom's taxonomy year 1956, they used the word noun. So we have the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And before, the highest level of assessment is the evaluation. But in 2001, it was changed that the create is the highest level of assessment na. And then aside from that class, from noun, they use the verb form. We have here now the remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. This is the short definition of the Bloom's taxonomy. We have the remember, recognizing and recalling facts, understanding what the facts mean, applying the facts, rules, concepts, and ideas, analyze, breaking down information into components part, and evaluate, judging the value of information or ideas, create, combining parts to make a new whole. So, as you get closer to the create level class, ang imuha pong thinking skills, ana, is nagka-higher. So, it's really good that The best way to create a good question is or assessment, or you are going to assess the students, should be balanced. So dili pud pwede nga tanan nimong assessment is under pud siya sa lower order thinking skills. So dapat maabot pud or naapod siya higher order thinking skills. How you are going to use this Bloom's taxonomy class. So remember that we have the three domain of learning. Number one, the knowledge or the cognitive, and the number two, the affective domain, that is the attitude or the feelings or emotion, and third is the psychomotor, it is the skills. So in making your objectives class, dapat naa na siya as much as possible class, naa na siyang tulo. So for example, class, in my history subject, we have number one, define history and historiography. So ang define class, that is the cognitive domain. Number two, appreciate the importance of history. Appreciate, that is you are it deals with the feelings or the feelings or emotions of the student. So that is the affective domain. And number three, critique primary source and secondary source. That is the cognitive. And number four, locate repositories of historical sources. So, actually, kaning locate class, since ang ato ang psychomotors, it deals with the skills. So, pwede siya mabutang sa ato ang psychomotor. So, mao ni siya ang imuhang gamiton. So, as much as possible pud class. So, the remembering, understanding, and applying is the lower order thinking skills. And analyzing, evaluating, and creating is the higher order thinking skills. So, mas nindot siya nga balance ang imuhang paggamit pud aning nilang unom. So naay lower order thinking skills, then naapod siya higher order thinking skills as much as possible. For example, class, for the topic of table setting. So ako aghapon ni siya before. We have number one objective is name each table appointment. So that is under the cognitive domain. Number two, demonstrate the American table setting table setting service, that is demonstrate psychomotor, and number three, that appreciate the importance of table setting in hotel and restaurant services. So that is the affective domain. So as you can see, class, so naagid siya objectives nga tulo ka buok. It consists of the three domains because para holistically gyud nga ang bata ma-improve or ma-develop. Okay? So class, we have here the learning objectives is that this is our um, objectives for this topic. So we have recalled the taxonomy of educational objectives, that is cognitive, formulate learning objectives in your desired subject matter, that is, yes, psychomotor, and value the importance of clear and appropriate learning targets, that is the affective domain. So you are expected to formulate your own learning objectives class. Remember that one. So since mao man na ang inyuhang task, so don't worry because I will upload more examples in making these objectives in PDF form. So please do study. That's all for today, class, and thank you for listening.